Dear friends, it's the 4th of February. Yes, I know I'm sprouting the Boris Johnson look today, but unlike Boris Johnson, I'm actually heading to the barbershop, so I'm getting rid of the Boris Johnson look. You gotta have a little humor in life. This video, I want to voice some apologies that the Russian government cannot voice, though it has in different forms. And this is to our Western audience. One, I want to apologize that we Russians thought that we could be equals and partners with the West. We actually did that. I apologize for wasting your time since 1991, trying to be friends, trying to be open, and trying to voice our concerns when you were doing things that were directly jeopardizing our security and ignoring everything. I apologize for our ask to be part of NATO, which Putin did. And by the way, Stalin did too in 1948. Because he didn't want the conflict in Europe that America wanted and that England wanted. That whole Cold War that cost trillions. I apologize for us thinking that we were in a neighborhood or some kind of club of Christian nations, which we aren't. Well, we're Christian. A few of you are Christian, like Hungary, for example. Even Poland, who isn't our friend, but is still Christian. The rest of you are satanic scum. Well, your rulers are satanic scum anyways. You may not be. You may be a good Christian, but you're ruled by satanic scum, so in showing non-opposition to that satanic scum, you're supporting satanic scum. Directly, often. Even paying money to that satanic scum that's actively fighting against God. At every possibility. But hey, that's up to you. Everyone has to come before God sooner or later. So, okay. Think of the lines you're going to say. Why you supported satanic scum. So I apologize for having to even bring that up to you, because we know very well that nobody particularly likes to hear any kind of morality in the West, because you know that's hurtful words on my part. I'm sorry, very, very hurtful words. I want to apologize for us caring about our borders. I want to apologize for us caring about Russians. I want to apologize for us caring about when the U.S. commits war crimes by overthrowing elected governments, like, say, Ukraine 2013, 2014. I apologize for us actually defending the rights of people to choose their governments, as opposed to, demanding federalization, because that's what Eastern Ukraine did. They demanded federalization, the scum of them. The same form of government that America and Germany has. No. They had to remain under feudal, totally corrupt Ukraine, because, that's what America can control and London can control. I want to apologize for us stopping the Donbas rebels twice and wiping out the Ukrainian army and coming to the negotiation tables. Because I want to apologize that we actually believed Germany and France that they were going to keep their word and bring Kyiv, even though Kyiv didn't want to sign it, bring Kyiv to sign and implement the federalization of Ukraine that would have allowed everybody to live peacefully and use the language that they wanted to use. For some reason, Switzerland can have 3 languages, but Ukraine is only going to have Ukrainian, which, by the way, the Hungarians in Ukraine and the Romanians in Ukraine and the Poles in Ukraine also despise Ukraine for it, because they're now being fully discriminated against too. I want to apologize to the Hungarians that we didn't do a better job, because now the Hungarians in southwestern Ukraine are being used as cannon fodder on the battlefield, while their wives and children are being oppressed by the democratically loved government of Kyiv. The one that you're making lots of big money donations to, whether you like it or not. I want to apologize that we actually believe Hollanday and Merkel, when both of them have come out to the media at their own will and blandly stated they were lying through their teeth from day one. So yes, it's a big apology that we didn't recognize that the West is full of the Western elites, and quite a few of the people that support them, which means the average guys, are full of scum that do nothing but lie. Well, actually, I knew that, and I told people that, but nobody wanted to listen because I lived in the West for so long. But anyways, I want to apologize. I want to apologize that we actually went in after 8 years of genocidal bombing by Ukraine against the Donbas and defended the Donbas. We would have done it earlier, but just Russia wasn't ready yet to take on the whole world. I want to, by the way, apologize that your sanctions don't work, worth a shit. Well, not on us. They work really well on you. I want to apologize that our GDP is actually growing. Look up the IMF predictions for 2023. They see Russian growth, even though all you sanctioning countries are suffering. I want to apologize for your $10 eggs and your gasoline or your benzene that's so damn expensive you can't afford anything, and the trucks can't afford diesel that we used to supply for you. So I apologize that we ever supplied anything to you that you now need to survive, because I want to apologize that 50% of our diesel, 50% of Europe's diesel is bought from us. Should have been making your own, I guess. I want to apologize for the low prices that we charged you for the last 30 friggin' years for your gas, your natural resources, your sub-assemblies that we manufactured, your wood products, your fertilizers, your food, and everything else we supplied you, superhuman beings of the West, that allowed you to live relatively comfortably, expand your economies, and do it on the cheap. I want to apologize for that. We should have been bastards like America is and charged you with arm and a leg, or like Norway, 4 times the previous prices of gas. So I want to apologize for the suffering you're now having to deal with now after getting used to living comfortably for 30 years. Oh well, life's a bitch. It's even worse when you're stupid and make stupid mistakes. And I want to apologize for wiping out the process we're going through, wiping out the Ukrainian army. Because, when they're too stupid to realize that they're being used as cannon fodder, animals to the slaughter by their masters in the West, oh well, I want to apologize that they've degenerated from being Russians into being, I don't know what, trolls that can't think for themselves and go to slaughter like sheep. But since they won't drop their weapons and surrender for the most part, they get slaughtered like sheep. I want to apologize for all the Ukrainian women that are going to be used used as whores by your Polish overlords in the Western territories that are going to be taking over. And your children are going to be used as slave labor and bitch slapped around by your Polish overlords, now that your men are all being turned into meat. But hey, Poland would probably use that land better than you ever could. Heh. I want to apologize for us doing really good and you doing really shitty. And I want to further apologize for those American contractors that just got blown up in a couple HIMARS systems, because those are only American contractors running those. They're not Ukrainians. And all the future Americans, English, Germans, and everyone else is going to be dying within the next 2-3 months in mass. Not as these mercs coming in that we're killing left and right, but as the guys that are going to be riding around in the tanks and the fighter planes and everything else we're going to be burning to hell. Apologize to their families that your husbands are morons. Morons enough to go fight Russia on Russian land. And do understand something I won't apologize for, is when we come to your home and break your doors down. And we will. Because you fucked with us on our land. You've murdered our women and children, and we don't forget. We may forgive, but we damn well never forget. Go with God.